first off, the first device here is the iPhone Mini 13. Okay, so the price of this particular device starts out at $699. If you buy it outright without a carrier from Apple, it starts at $730 because they give a slight discount if you buy from the carrier. And that gets you the 128 gigabyte model. They upped the starting out base model. And then you can go up to $799 for the 256 gigabyte model, and then it jumps up in price quite substantially for the I believe 512, and I think there might be a terabyte model. I'm not 100% certain, but I think it might end at 512 gigs. But the one that we have here is 256 gigabytes. For a daily driver, I feel like this more than suits my needs. And my thought on buying this particular model is that the iPhone 13, I feel like it's a value move because the iPhone 13 starting at 128 gigabytes comes in at $799. And in my opinion, look, spec for spec wise, it's the same phone. It's just got a smaller footprint. And to me, the smaller footprint to me is an upgrade because I believe phones that have a smaller footprint are just better phones in general because that's what a phone should be. A phone shouldn't be a tablet. If I want a tablet, I'll show you what I have here. I'll go pick up a tablet. But for me, what I'm carrying around, I want it to fit comfortably in my pocket. I want it to fit comfortably in the car in a holder. I don't want it to take up huge space. I don't want it to be an obtrusive thing where it's like, oh my God, it's so huge and heavy in my hand. I want it to fit nicely. I want it to be able to play back a nice YouTube video if I want to watch it, or a clip, or an email that I need to go in and quickly scan through, or if I want to look up a website, put in a quick note, make a quick dictation. You know, all these things it does well, take a quick picture. I want it to do these things and do things really well, and the iPhone 13 mini does all those things and more, and it is an absolutely outstanding phone. And it's a phone that you could even, in theory, hook into an external monitor and have a somewhat of a computer type experience with it. You can even edit videos. You can do pretty much anything you can on the big guys on this little phone here. The only question is whether it's comfortable to do so, and really, is it really even comfortable to do so on the bigger guys? And my thought is no. Now, what I will say though is that Apple makes one thing. I own iPhone 12 Max or Pro Max. I also own an iPhone 13 Pro, which I use those for business purposes. And I will say, having used the larger ones, Apple makes the operating system more friendly to those devices, provides more slide over menus and things, and I'm going to do a reviews on those phones as well, just to give you the everyday perspective and for in the use case I use it in. But in my opinion, I don't believe phones should be necessarily productivity powerhouses, because that's really just not the place of the phone. It makes phone calls, it makes text messages, it needs to do those things very well, and then also some smart things, play games. I mean, this to me is the perfect gaming device mobily. Battery wise, what's my thoughts on battery life? So if I'm using this thing continuously, if I have it in the car and screen on, it's going to make it about 6 hours, okay? And then it's going to shut off. And that's hard use, really, really hard use. And that will get worse. I had the iPhone 12 mini, and by the time I was giving that up, I had run it down to about 82% battery life, and it was not surviving without being hooked up. Probably about 3.5 to 4 hours was what I would get out of heavy use. Now, if I am working and it's in my pocket and I'm just checking things, will it make it the entire day? Yes, it will. Probably somewhere between 10 to 20% of the battery left, it will make it, but you've got to really manage the battery well. I'm going to utilize I have an Apple Watch. I'm going to utilize my Apple Watch more, and I'm going to make some shortcuts on what I'm going to do and won't do with it. Now, I have a setup. I always have a charger in the car. I always have a charger anywhere I'm working in my workspace. So, therefore, I always have the ability to hook it up. Hence why I ran the battery life down and why the battery life was not strong on that iPad or iPhone Mini 12. Battery, is, to me, much improved on this device. And I notice it, but at the same time, it's a mini device. It's a smaller battery. It's a smaller, I know what the expectations are. I am not buying this for that reason. This is a daily driver. This is a personal daily driver, and that's where I'm recommending it. That's where I believe. I'm talking about an everyday person. Many people will buy the iPhone SE and say, no, that's the one. No, that one has worse battery life than the Mini. But to me, if you're an SE fan, if you're a small phone fan, if you're hey, I just want a phone that does things well, that I can rely on, that I can keep for a while, this phone for the everyday consumer who's not going wild consuming stuff, this is a great phone. This is a great buy. This should be the phone, in my opinion, that this should be the mainstream iPhone right here. Okay, it's a great size. It fits in your pocket. It does great things. Now, looking at just a basic setup, you'll see how fast and quick this sucker is. This thing is lightning. So we're going to sneak my face in here and hold on here. Let me get my face around the camera here. All right. Okay, why is it not? All right, I'm going to pull it off camera and put my password in here really quick. All right, so we're up and running. I don't know why it wasn't recognizing my face there, but just so you can see how fast the face unlock works, there it is. I think, I don't know if it was just because it had been locked down for a minute or if there was something that I did on that. Yeah. So just gonna kind of swipe around, show you some of how fast it is. I mean, it is a lightning fast phone. Just kind of swiping around. Now, if you see the setup I have on my phone, what I like to do is I have it so that there's nothing. If you see when I swipe left over here, this is my access. This accesses the apps that I'm on most of the time. Then I have my Google set up here. So the setup is pretty much such that so there you can see the Google setup right there as we swipe into Google. You can see that the setup here is very, very, very nice. I mean, I have it set up so I have my Google set up so that I can search Google or do a Google search if I need to. These are my news apps. I basically use the widgets as my kind of my control center. So I put widgets in for everything I need. And then I have kind of said, I love the way this thing looks right over here on the app library. And you can see all the different apps that I've got right there. And I like the way I can go through the different apps. It organizes them alphabetically, and it automatically puts them in folders that I can go through and say, hey, man, let me look at this. Let me see this. I think it just really does a great job. But you can see how fast this thing goes, how fast it jumps in and out of the apps. Let's see here. You can see it's just really, really fast. Swipe in and out. So, I mean, it is a really, really, really solid phone. Using the app library, I can search. I'll show you guys the camera and the different features that are inside that camera. So, the different modes, if you can see here, we're going to try to focus it in on there. All right, so there you can see the different modes. So, different modes. You can see time-lapse mode, slow-mo, cinematic. Now, cinematic, just to kind of give you a description of exactly what cinematic mode does, that's one of the things that was a real big feature that came out. For me, as an everyday use case, there isn't much for one, but it's a fun one. I mean, I've shot little videos with my wife and kids and used it, just as kind of a fun little additional way to add that really nice extra bokeh shot that really, it comes off really nice. For me, it's great. I think it's a fun thing. I don't think it necessarily makes sense. I still continue to use the regular video, or I'll use Filmic. I like Filmic Pro. Then you've got the photo, portrait, and portrait has all the different states, natural light, contour light, all the different things, and it takes a good picture. And let's see here. Let me. That's really not a good way to show you right now. Cinematic view, except maybe just to say you can see I just focused in on the Apple Pencil, right, and then I'm going to focus in on the iPad instead, and then you can see when you go in. I go into the video, you can go into edit, right? And then it's going to actually give you the ability to pick as you're playing it back. Just to say, you can see I just focused in on the. And you can change the focus live as you want, or you can change it down to there. Not the greatest example. I do apologize on that, but you can really see that how you can do it. And you see where I created these different focal points in there, if you can see right in here, of how it works. So it's a really cool gimmick. It's a gimmick. I mean, to be honest, it's a gimmick. But look, this device in hand, it's amazing. It's light. It's just, it really does a great job of everything it needs to do. Speaker-wise, so let's fire out the speakers. We'll go over here and go to, there's my wife. We'll go to, let's see here. There we are. So we'll go to Hulu and let you guys see. So this is what it looks like.
Shot somewhere else and dumped here.
And you can hear it's got quality speakers.
No phone, no shell cases, nothing. These are abandoned houses.
So, I mean, it is, like I said, it's a great device. It does everything you need to do. If I'm sitting in the doctor's office, it connects and pairs greatly with AirPods. I mean, it's just an outstanding device. So, with that said, let's talk about its older brother, so to speak. And that is the iPad mini. Okay, we're going to lay that aside, and we're going to get into the iPad mini. So let's get into the pricing of the iPad mini, right? iPad mini begins at $499. I'm thinking of the I don't know what I was thinking of, because I was thinking of the iPhone mini, but it begins at $499. Okay, and what does $499 get you? It gets you 64 gigabytes of storage. So my recommendation is, if you're buying an iPad, you do not belong in 64 gigabytes. So just look on up the line to the next, to at least 128 or more. In this case, there's only 64, and there's only 256. This is 256. This is the cellular model. I really strongly recommend everyone consider, if you can afford it, getting the cellular model for the iPad mini, because of how small and portable it is. And there, I do apologize. It is slightly dirty. I've got to get a wet cloth on that. But anyways, point is, this is just the epitome of portable tablet. This is amazing. Okay, and I cannot wait till Apple puts a foldable out, because I think, to me, it'll be great. I do own a foldable phone. I own the Z Fold 3, and I'll be doing a review on that, of just an everyday review. What's it like to have it? Where does it fit? I'm thinking about selling it, because I don't use it that much, because I am an Apple person at the end of the day. I love Apple products. And this iPad mini, I bought this shortly after I got the Z Fold 3, and it's what I use every day. It comes with me. These are the two devices that come with me every day. Now, I have a leather sleeve. Oh, my God. Now, I have a leather sleeve, okay, that goes with this, that I normally put this in. But I don't know where it's at. I misplaced it yesterday, and it's somewhere around my house. I'm going to find it. I'm kind of devastated over it, because I love that sleeve. Now, I have a silicone case as well that I'll put with it if I don't have the sleeve, and that's what'll be worn for the time being. But let's talk iPad mini, right? Why buy the iPad mini? Why buy the iPad mini? Why do I consider this to be the best iPad ever made, in my opinion? And why? Because size. And when I think of tablet, I think of something that is putting a computing at your fingertips. It has the Apple Pencil, and I believe this is a great accessory. I love the Apple Pencil. I love being able to take notes on this thing, and we're going to go over all of that here in a little bit, and I'm going to show you how it all works. I'm going to show you some of the features that have made this device just an outstanding device. But the point of the matter is I love having this thing in my hands. I love having basically unbelievable computing power right in the palm of my hands. And you could actually probably use this as a phone in a sense. There's a few caveats you'd have to give up. You'd have to run, you'd have to, make some concessions. But in theory, you could do that, or you could use it as an extra line, for your business or something like that. So you could, make that concession, and use this as a business phone or business line. But it's really a great device. It really is. It's an outstanding device that I think is, to me, the ultimate iPad. I think that, to me, when you start to get bigger and bigger and bigger the way Apple went, I think they should have never grown bigger than 9.7. I think there should be a mini line and a regular size line, and I think that's where the iPad was meant to be. The iPad, in my opinion, was never meant to occupy the laptop space. That's if you're using it as a laptop, you're missing the concept of an iPad. iPad was meant to be something different, to be a computer that could be like the Swiss Army knife of computing. You had your movies in your hand that you could touch with your finger. You had your music that you could touch with your finger. You could play games with your hands. And then you could do other creative tasks. I don't have a problem with them creating the Apple Pencil, because I think part of it is as an artist, using this is great if you're an artist or an artistic person. And I think that really adds a whole other element to the experience of an iPad. But I think this is the ultimate iPad right here. This is what an iPad's meant to be. It captures it, and I think Apple should stay small with its form factor. I know not everyone agrees with that, but I think that, this is where it should be at. And in this way, Apple can still continue to differentiate between its product lines. Because I think the iPad product line and the laptop product line should always be here. There's really no need to eliminate it, because neither one is the other, right? So neither one should try to replace the other. They complement each other. Like I said, one way I use this iPad is I will use this as a mobile video editor. I will start my video editing when I'm out and about, and I'll feed my videos over, and I'll get started. I'll get started with my timeline, and I'll lay tracks down, and I'll start doing work that would normally take me a while, so that I can get down to the core of, basically finishing it off, doing my color corrections, adding in transitions, and just basically doing things that I think Final Cut does better than LumaFusion. I can put all that together, and I can use Storybox. I can utilize both worlds. And the nice part is that I can sit here and export this over through AirDrop right to my MacBook, and I'm done. And then I put this on the charger, sit down, finish off my editing, and upload it to YouTube. That's what makes this amazing. This is a compliment to my computer, right? And it's also a great entertainment device. I don't want to watch videos on my laptop. I really don't. That's not the greatest way to watch a video. No, it used to be. It used to seem pretty cool, but now I can sit out here and I can run a podcast right off this thing, right in the palm of my lap. I can sit on my living room couch and run a podcast right off of this device. I can record the podcast. I can do a live stream. I can set it up, sit right there and do a live stream right from my living room couch. I mean, that's what this thing brings. That's what's amazing about it. At the same time, I can sit here and watch a video. I can listen to music. But look, let's get inside this device here, and let's just take a look around. So, all right, so here we are. We're on our home screen right here, and basically I have the home screen set up the same way. It's a kind of a dashboard that lays things out, the important items that I need, that I want to see. And then, of course, I have access to my apps. You can just see how fast. We're just going to show you the scrolling. Now, the issue of jelly scrolling. Honestly, it's not an issue to me. If it exists, it's not something that bothers me. It's not something that I've seen. I've watched videos on it. I've tried to find it. It's not something that really worries me, okay? That's not been a major issue. I'm not saying it's not there. I'm just saying it's not been a major issue, okay? So, looking at this here, as you can see, you can jump into a Google voice search. Say iPad mini, and there you can see Apple's new M2. Let's just take a look at that article, and you can see how fast it pops up. I mean, it's lightning. It really is. It's really good, and you can see the interaction with the Apple Pencil. All right. Now, this is what's cool about the Apple Pencil is you can do, and we're honing on this here. Test, and you can see right here, test. And I've written, now I will agree, okay, I had my iPad Pro when I first bought this, and I'm just writing test over and over again, okay, that there is some differences because of the screen, because of the way the screen is on the iPad Pro versus the mini. But if you've never drawn on it, you're never going to notice it. But you're going to notice there's a little bit more lag because of how it comes across. But ultimately, it's a great experience, okay? I have no problem with it. I think it's great. I think it really does a great job. But this is the nice little new feature that they have where you can swipe up from the corner, and there it comes up. And then, of course, you can also pull up your notes, and you can go, okay, here we go, hello, boom, and then we can go, we'll go thick, test. And you can see, like, all of that does extremely great job. So, I love the Apple Pencil. I think it's great for note taking. I use it for note taking. I use it to sketch out ideas that I have, and it's a great way of getting ideas on the board. So I love it. I think it's great, and to me, it's a great accessory. But you can see that it runs around. Now let's take a look at video on this thing. All right, so we're gonna turn on same video we were watching on the iPhone. Resume episode. And it'll be on.
These are abandoned houses.
And you hear the volume is very solid.
Nobody saw anything. It's just one of the most bizarre crime scenes I've ever experienced. I guess, man, I did.
So you can see there on that. Like I said, it's really, really, really solid. So let's listen to a song here. Why not? And my kids, of course, are on my thing here. So I don't know. Let's see what we can find. We're just listening to this here.
I don't want to hear no sad songs.
All right, so you can hear that this is very solid speakers, a very solid screen. It's a very solid experience across the board. And the interaction, the thing that I think really makes Apple stand out is the interaction between devices. And what I mean by that is I'm going to give you a demonstration right here of what I'm talking about. So let's just say I'm going to shoot a video right now, and you're going to see me do it. We're going to do camera. There we go. All right, let's just shoot a video. No. You see me shooting a video, right? All right. So let's shoot a video right here, right? Shoot a video of our video. So there it is. We'll do a 5-second video. All right, now, the nice part is that's not yet on this iPad, right? So I'm going to go ahead and airdrop this And if you notice, that video just shot over here to this device. Okay, do you see how quick that happened? I mean, you just watched that happen in real time. And now I have the video over here, and I can move it into LumaFusion. So let's just pop that into LumaFusion. Boom. And we'll start a new project. And there it is. So in theory, I am now starting to edit a video right here. I just shot on my iPhone, right? This is the nice interaction. I just shot this on my iPhone with the nice iPhone camera, which is better than the camera that's on here. Just shot this, came in, bam, shot that over in mere seconds. It's over here, and I'm in LumaFusion editing this sucker up, okay? And you can see running the timeline on it. I mean, it's a very snappy device, and it's awesome. And then, like I said, if I can set this up, I have a Magic Keyboard. Not the Magic Keyboard for iPad, but this is the Magic Keyboard that's like a portable Bluetooth keyboard. And I have a nice little case. I can set it up. I can set that up, have the Magic Keyboard right here, and a mouse. And I've got a nice little mobile desktop setup that I can sit here and get started on video editing. And then I can load this because of the size. I can have this loaded right next to it, and I can sit here and load over my videos that I need to as they're coming over one at a time. Bam, shoot them over, and there they show right on up and right into LumaFusion. And then when I'm done with that, I can export from LumaFusion right into my MacBook. Guys, like, this is what makes the Apple War ecosystem the best, okay? This is what makes it the best. And you just saw exactly what it's all about. And then you've also got handoff. So let's go in here. All right, guys. So let me show you what I'm talking about here. So this is another. As you can see, I'm on a website here, and then you're gonna look over here in the app switcher, and there's a little Safari icon, and that lets me go instantly to exactly what is on my iPhone. So that allows me to pick up right where I left off. I can do the same thing with movies, apps, things of that nature. That if I'm doing something, so for instance, let's say I go in here to TV and I watch, let's just get something on here, an original. So let's just say I'm playing that, and here it is, something's playing on that. So then I open up my iPad, right, over here.
Places, everybody. What's gotten into you? The holiday spirit.
I like to appreciate all the wonderful things about winter. The calm.
And it lets me know that this is what's being played, as you can see. So then I can start and resume right away on here.
Yeah. Gather around, everyone. Places, everybody. What's going on here?
I could stop, and then it's going to take me right to where I'm at on the iPhone. Although actually it did not, probably because it didn't load. So then if I quit, it would take me
Places, everybody.
right to where I was at. So let's just go right in here. And there you can see it's right where it was at, okay? So you can see it's where I had gone in on that. So look, this is what makes these devices incredible, because I can start watching something like I mentioned on here. Start watching the movie. Maybe I'm in the doctor's office. Maybe I'm wherever. Hit pause on it. I'll come over here. It's going to pick up exactly what I was doing. Okay? It's going to... Point is, it'll know if I was in there doing a text message, if I was searching something online. It's just that got that level of connectivity between the two devices that it communicates so well. You've got AirDrop that can drop files from here to here, and it's just really incredible. And then I want you to also see something else. When I turn on Do Not Disturb, watch what happens over here. It's on across all the devices. So this is the type of functionality that Apple has just mastered. And then not to mention these little bad boys, okay? So AirPods, right, where the auto pairing, and it will automatically. All right, guys, so the AirPods took me out. I apologize. But picking up where we left off, so yeah, the AirPods will automatically pair and across all the devices. So look, this is Apple's done a great job. This is what makes being part of the Apple ecosystem awesome. This is why, for me, from a business perspective, there's no other place I want to be. And Android has not, neither has Samsung or any of them. Android has not figured this part out because they are so fragmented. And this is what makes Apple really strong. Not to mention their devices are excellent. So, to summarize here, guys, like I said, highly recommend the iPhone. Highly recommend the iPad mini. Now, I want to go over something here and show you some accessories that we've got here. As you can see, this is the ESR case. Now, we'll take this out. We'll come back to the ESR case here in a minute. This is the Apple case. Okay, I bought this with the iPad mini. When it came in the mail, I wanted a case. There was no other cases out at the time, and I bought it. $59. A lot of money. But it's very nice. But the problem with the iPad case, which is why you see some discoloration here, is it has nowhere to store safely the Apple Pencil. You can slap it on the outside. I don't trust that, though, right? I need something on it. So what I originally bought was a little pouch that just enclosed the iPad Pencil or Apple Pencil right here with it. It tore. So ESR came out with some cases that I really like, and I love the way their cases work. And I went ahead and picked one up for $20. It was on sale from $29 to $20. So given the fact that it's $39 less, I can't in good conscience tell you that the Apple case is $39 better. It's not. But what the ESR case does do that I like and really, really like, and again, it's not as perfect fit as the Apple case. The Apple case is like perfectly cut. There's a perfectness about it, but that is not necessarily present in the ESR case, especially like the give in the back of the right here, and I'll show you that again. But what the ESR case does, the Apple case doesn't do, is it clasps on with the Apple Pencil and secures it. And for this, that type of peace of mind, you can't beat it. But I'll show you what I mean here. When you look at the Apple case, if you look, it's just a perfect, like back along here, it's perfect, right? No movement. It perfectly fits it like a glove, right? And that's the Apple way. That's what makes this Apple case exceptional. They've got several colors that you can get with it. It has a very nice feel to it. And it just fits and feels extremely nice in the hand. Okay, so guys, I appreciate you watching today. I'm gonna ask you to subscribe to the channel. This is the first video on this channel. I've got a lot of different tech that I'm going to be coming and just doing a review. This is not a spec review. This is a tech review that is just about the device itself. How does it apply to everyday use? And it's just my everyday perspective on these devices. And I'm going to go over more in depth of what I think are the qualities of Apple products that are just make Apple special. I also have some Android devices, and I'm going to be doing Android reviews too. I have a Z Fold 3, I have a Moto G Power, and I'm going to do some reviews of those as well. Why not, right? And go over what they bring to the table. I actually have a Samsung tablet as well. So I think those do bring some value to the table. I think that they have their place in the market. But I think if you're looking for the ultimate devices that are just perfectly work and that there's no fuss or muss, it's the iPad line, it's the iPhone line, and specifically, in my opinion, the best phone ever created, the best tablet ever created, the ultimate combination. That's why I'm beginning here. That's why this is my first video. So guys, I appreciate you watching. Please hit that subscribe button. Leave me a like, leave me a dislike, leave me a comment. Tell me what you think. All right, guys, I'll be talking to you soon. Thanks for watching.